Hi, welcome to day 3 of the Pranayama practices. So it's an intro to Pranayama. On the first day, we talked a little bit about what is prana and why do we want to control it. And I gave you Dirga Swasam breathing instructions. And on day 2, we talked again about the different parts of the breath. And again, we did Dirga Swasam breathing and we added some retention. Pranayama practice is something that becomes important and vital and a non-negotiable part of the yogi's everyday life. For those of you who want to wake up, for those of you who want to become more conscious of the world around you and the world inside of you and how you're living in it and moving through it and affecting things around you and be able to start having more control of what's happening around you, you want to build vitality in the body. So it's important that you do your devotional work every single day. We need to be cultivating a desire to know the truth, a desire to know God, not a desire to see the beauty in all beings, not a desire to see only the light inside of ourselves. That's a very modern way of approaching yoga. We want to see the truth, right? God created light and he created darkness. And it was good. It was good. And he created a division between light and darkness. Not never the twain shall meet, but they do meet and there's some overlap and we want to embrace them both as good. But we want to have enough strength and enough confidence to walk in the darkness and be able to see and be able to be unafraid. And it takes some stamina to do that, and it takes some confidence that you know that whatever you see is okay, and that even though it may be difficult, that together we can make you stronger for seeing it and for harnessing the power that comes from regaining that power back. Because a lot of the times, the stuff that we see inside of ourselves that we don't like, that's part of our superpowers. So I'm not going to go too much into that. I'm going to take you right into the next pranayama practice. So we did Dirga Swasam breathing, day 1, Dirga Swasam with retention, day 2, and today we're going to do Nadi Sudhi breathing. Some of you have already done this before. This is just going to give you a little bit more deeper look at it and a deeper or another way to do it. So you've got your hand, right? And I still have that blister on it. I was putting the I was putting the buckle on the dog's harness and it smashed it. So it's not a freckle and it's not a growth, but it's a blister that hasn't broken up. So we always do everything with the right hand, and in India it was for hygienic purposes, but there's also a right and a left side that represents different things in the energies. So a more assertive, a more feminine, and I think it's turned around on the screen, so the right hand is what you're using. So index finger against the thumb is chin mudra, and this is one of the things that we do is use mudras to put us in a different state of mind. So this is the ego bowing to the higher self, chin mudra. But for this, we are going to put the index finger and the middle finger on that pad of the thumb. That's the base of the thumb. And so not on the thumb tip. And so it looks a little bit like hang 10, right? So last 2 fingers out and the thumb is out. So these aren't going to be sticking straight out like that. You're just going to have them relaxed. And you're going to use the thumb and you're going to use the ring finger. And that little finger is going to help push on the ring finger. So there's some background on this. This is called Vishnu Mudra. Vishnu is the preserver. So he represents preserving this world, the preservation of this world. And so we're not trying to destroy anything. We're not trying to destroy reality. We're not trying to destroy Maya. We're not even trying to destroy our ego right now. We're trying to become aware of the energy in our body and see if we can increase our ability to utilize what we have and awaken the energy. So using these 2 fingers in in this form, in this shape of Vishnu Mudra, helps us to remind us of being here in this reality, in this Maya, this illusion, but it's a reality that we live in. And so it can be very grounding. If you can't seem to get your hand to stay in that position, and some people can't, then you can put those first two fingers on your third eye, on that space between the eyebrows, and you can still use your thumb and your ring finger to apply pressure on the nostrils. And so that is what you're doing, is going to be applying pressure on the nostrils with the thumb and the ring finger. But this way you don't have to make too many movements here. So the elbow is going to be in close to the chest, and I know you can't see it. Some people have told me that their elbow gets tired here, or their shoulder gets tired. So you can take your hand, and again you can't see, but you could take your hand and put it under the other one for more support if you want to, if you feel like you need to do that. So sitting up tall, putting your hands in that position, that hand in that position. Let the eyes close for just a moment, and I'm going to relax my hand. You relax your hand too, unless you feel like you're going to lose that shape. And so turn inward, exhaling, feel like you're coming into this moment, and you're not allowing anything else to come in with you. Any thoughts, you're just noticing the world of your body. You're noticing the sensations of the body. And there can be sounds in the background, but you're not bothered by that. In fact, every time you hear a sound, it allows you to relax more and feel more grounded in the world, because you're supposed to be here. So sit up tall, allow there to be space between each of the vertebrae, and we're going to do something different. Put your left thumb at the area of the third eye between the eyebrows, and put your right hand, I'm making mine into a fist, however you can reach yours, do it that way. Put that at about the base of the spine, or the lowest part of the spine that's not under your bottom, it's just behind your back. So press into those two areas. Inhale. Exhale. Now put your palm on your forehead, and let your palm, if it's possible for you, allow the palm to be at the base of the spine. Inhale. Exhale. And releasing that, have an intention to build awareness. That's all you want to do, is build awareness of the energy inside of you. So first two fingers are against the base of the thumb. The right thumb is going to go against the right nostril, and you're going to exhale out of the left nostril. Then inhale left, exhale right. Inhale right, exhale left. Inhale left, exhale right. Again, inhale right, exhale left. Inhale left, exhale right. And release. And move right into Dirga Swasam. So that's Nadi Sudhi breathing, right? It's the opposite nostril breathing. It awakens the right side and the left side of the brain, the personality, the body, but especially in the subtle body, in the Pranayama kosha body, and it begins to purify and balance. Most of us are a little unbalanced, a little out of balance. So we push when we should cruise. We cruise when we should push a little bit. And so this helps us to know when to push and when to cruise. And I want to add something to this, because there's so much that I'm not sure we're going to be able to get to in all of these days. But so with Nadi Sudhi, we can just add that simple retention that we did with the Dirga Swasam. And I want to make a note. You're doing Dirga Swasam. So it's the 3-part breath, even as you're doing Nadi Sudi. So it gives you a lot of things to think about at first. And so if it stresses you out, if it feels like, oh my gosh, there's so much to think about, then just try to do opposite nostril breathing and not worry about how deep or how shallow that you're breathing. Okay? There you go. So with Nadi Sudi breathing, we're going to go ahead and do the retention. So we start with an exhalation out of the left nostril, then inhale through the left nostril, and then retain, pressing both nostrils together. Then exhale the right nostril, then inhale right nostril, retain, exhale left, inhale left, retain, exhale right. Again, inhale, hold, exhale, inhale, hold, exhale, and release. And we always end on the right nostril. And so turn inward for just a moment. Close the eyes, inhaling and exhaling. And just notice any thoughts that occur. Notice how you feel in the body, and hopefully, and just notice if you're maybe more balanced. I didn't ask you to check if you feel like you're more balanced or less balanced. Like, do you feel like you need to move? Do you feel like you need to go to sleep? Do you feel creative? Do you feel argumentative? So it's something that you can check in with yourself. One of the things that I love about yoga is that you're not supposed to just take everything on faith. It's like, don't believe everything. Don't believe anything I say. Try it. Try it for yourself. But go deep and practice for a long time. If you just do pranayama practice one time and it doesn't seem to help balance you, it doesn't mean that it doesn't work for you. It just means that perhaps you need to practice it more often. So the yogi will wake up in the morning, and one of the first things that she does is inhale and exhale and be grateful. So we're cultivating this attitude of gratitude, of what we're grateful for and what we want in the world, how we move in the world. And so being aware of the breath and breathing in God with every breath helps us to do that. And so then you get up and you do your daily ritual, and at some point in that morning time, during meditation time, you can incorporate these pranayama practices. Start with Dirga Swasam and then move into Nadi Sudi, with or without retention. I hope this was beneficial to you. I hope that it was clearly stated and the instructions were easy to follow. Please let me know once you've seen this, and let me know if there are any questions that you have that I can answer for you. And if I don't know the answer, I'll find out. Om Shanti, peace. Thank you.